Many people think the Salem Witch Trials were simply about evil witches casting spells. But it was really a time of fear, suspicion, and injustice. So, let's take a closer look at what really happened. In 1692, a small town in Massachusetts called Salem became the center of one of the most infamous events in American history, the Salem Witch Trials. Over 200 people were accused of witchcraft, and tragically, 19 people lost their lives. It all began when two young girls, Betty Paris and cousin Abigail Williams, started acting strangely. They screamed, threw fits, and claimed they were being pinched by invisible forces. When a local doctor couldn't explain their bizarre behavior, he suggested they might be bewitched. Soon, fear spread like wildfire as more girls in town began to show the same symptoms. The girls accused several women in Salem of practicing witchcraft. In June 1692, a court was set up in Salem to hear the cases of the accused. But unlike trials today, where evidence is key, the court relied on something called spectral evidence. This meant that if someone claimed to see a ghostly figure or the spirit of the accused, it counted as proof. Many of those accused had no chance to defend themselves and were not allowed legal representation. By 1693, 19 people had been executed, and many more were imprisoned in terrible conditions. The trial spread beyond Salem, causing panic in nearby communities. However, when the governor's wife was accused, he stepped in, creating a new court where spectral evidence could not be used. By May 1693, all those in custody were pardoned, and the trials finally ended. The strange symptoms that the girls showed during the Salem Witch Trials have some interesting explanations. One idea is that the girls were experiencing something called mass hysteria. This is when a group of people feel really scared or anxious and start to show some similar symptoms, even if there's no real illness. Another thought is that the girls might have eaten bread made from rye that had mold on it called ergot. This mold can cause hallucinations and weird behaviors, which could explain why they acted the way they did. Lastly, the society in Salem had strict rules about how girls and women should behave. The girls might have felt they needed to express their frustrations in a dramatic way to fit in or get attention. So, while we can't know for sure what caused their symptoms, it seems like a mix of stress, social pressure, and maybe even some bad bread might have played a part. Today, the Salem Witch Trials teach us the importance of fairness, reason, and standing up for the truth. The trials showed that acting out of fear can lead to devastating consequences, and they remind us to be vigilant against injustice in our own lives. So, while the tales of witches may be thrilling, it's essential to remember the real stories behind events like the Salem Witch Trials. For more information and resources, head to twinkl.com.